Hey guys, what's up? Resin86 here, bringing you a new replay, this time in the Tier 8 Soviet behemoth of a tank, the IS-3. Now, personal opinion, but you should have this opinion as well, just saying, IS-3, best Tier 8 heavy, period. Period. There's just no competition. Best Tier 8 heavy. So, I'm playing today with Journey and with Jim, or J2D. And as you know, that Journey has his Twitch stream. He is just awesome. You gotta check him out. He plays a little bit of World of Tanks. He plays a little bit of Arma these days. And he does these awesome creative streams where he does these ink wash paintings. They're just amazing. You have to check him out. And Jim has his own YouTube channel, which he does some hilarious stuff. You gotta check them both out. Links will be in the description. So we're here on Malinovka. Journey's in his 5100. Jim is in his, poor guy, stock Tiger II. And we are heading up the hill. This is usually where the heavies go. I did the same thing in my T1 T5 replay. And we're basically going to do a very similar thing. So, the IS-3. Why is it the best heavy tank? Well, it's got great armor from the front. The turret armor is just awesome. The side armor is pretty decent, and it's got spaced armor at the top, right above the tracks. And its rear armor, well, we're not going to talk about the rear armor. The rear armor is completely different. I will go a little bit in depth with this, a little bit more in a review that I'm planning to do on the IS-3 at some point in the future. But the real reason that this tank is so awesome is the gun. That 122mm BL9, if I'm not mistaken, is just holy shit. I mean, it doesn't have the best accuracy in the world, granted, but this is a Soviet tank. It is good accuracy for a Soviet tank. And also, it's got great penetration, and it's got a really decent amount of damage, 390. The penetration is 225 on standard rounds. So, we're up here. FCM 50 ton comes first, a little bit of a snapshot. Now, at close ranges, you can do the snapshotting with the IS-3, especially if you have a vertical stabilizer like I have on it. So, we go around, we get a snapshot onto this IS as well. By close range, I mean a little bit like 50 meters, like tops, like no more than that. We go again. Poke out, poke out, poke out. We aim at the IS-6, but he's too well angled, so we go for the IS. Now, this is something very important. Do not get revenge. I see this all the time. If I had taken the shot at the IS-6, it would never have penetrated. It would have been a wasted shot, and I would have lost those hit points for nothing. So, save your shots for when you know you can pen. At that Tiger II, you can pen this front of the turret of the Tiger II. You definitely can. But it's not easy, but it definitely is possible with the IS-3. That's why I took the shot, but probably what happened is I ended up hitting the gun. So now we see that the FCM 50 ton is just shot, we get a snapshot onto him as well, and now we back up. Artie is finally noticing this area right here. So apparently Journey and Jim have taken some damage already, don't know from what. Now we go around, we use the terrain to our advantage. Now the IS-3, lovely snapshot, the IS-3 does not have good gun compression. I don't know exactly how much it is, but it's not that good. So what you want to do, especially on the hill here on Malinovka, is use the divots. They're flat on the bottom, and they have little slight rises where you can hide your hull armor and show only your turret without having to use too much gun compression. Now we take out the IS-6. Now that's the thing about snapshotting as well. Let me just emphasize on this. It usually only works if you know that everywhere that the circle is, or at least most of it, that you're going to be able to penetrate that area. Because when I took that shot at the IS-6, I had no idea. Well, not that I didn't have any idea. I mean, I had kind of like an idea. That it could penetrate the turret, but it could penetrate the lower glacis, but it was not going to penetrate the front, the upper glacis. So, well, Yeah, obviously, I snapshotted it. I did not aim it completely. It bounced off his upper glacis. But if you get, for example, the side of a Tiger II turret, or you get the side of an IS, or the front of an AMX 5100, where you know your shot is going to penetrate, then you're golden. You can take a snapshot. Now, at these distances that the 5100 is at, you definitely want to aim your shots, as well as the small area that I had with the Tiger II. I had a little bit, like half of his turret. And then is when you want to, that's when you want to choose and aim your shots a little bit more carefully than if you were snapshotting. So now here's the Tiger II. A little bit of a snapshot. I didn't want him to hit me. And luckily it did go in through his front drive wheel, so everything's good. Now we did take a couple of shots, one from that Tiger II that we're about to try to shoot at, and at this distance you definitely want to aim it. But in this case, aiming it made me bounce because he turned his armor and I should have held that shot. I knew that was probably not going to penetrate, however I did it anyway. That's my bad. I should not have taken that shot. But in the end, we're winning 7-5. We've done almost 3,000 damage, which is awesome. I know, I say awesome a lot. And now we are starting to go down the hill. 5100 is making a run for it. Aim it, aim it, aim it just enough because we know we're going to penetrate anywhere on the side. So if you see that he's going into cover, then you might want to take the shot like I did, and luckily it went in. Ow. Kind of hit my hand there. So now we aim the shot at the Tiger II, go through the front of his turret, and that is a stock turret, so it will definitely go in. He fires at me, but he bounces off my gun mantlet. He did not aim that shot enough. If he had shot my upper glacis or my front drive wheel, he would have gone through. However, he didn't. And that's the Tiger II down to Bert the Avenger. So now a KB4 that has decided to spawn, to camp back at spawn. We aim it carefully, and it goes a little bit to the right, but in all honesty, if I had shot it, if the round had gone exactly where I wanted it to, it might have bounced. The KV4's armor is really, really good. Unfortunately, its mobility is what kills it. So now all there's left is an ELC and a couple of arties. We're going into the base. We're letting other people go ahead because despite we're a top tier heavy and one of the best heavies, essentially in my opinion the best heavy, we are down to 284 hit points. That is not good. Let's let people with higher hit points go first. For example, Journey in his 5100, he's got 500 hit points. He could go before I could. The FCM 50T, I have no idea how many hit points he has, but he's not up here, so it doesn't matter. So now, where is that ELC, and where are those arties? Oh, there are the arties. They're running. The VK takes a snapshot at him, but he misses, and the ELC, who's been spotting, you could say? In all honesty, this game was pretty much lost for him. There's not much he could have done. So he decided to take the last kill he could and just try to survive. Unfortunately, the T-37 took him out. Fortunately for us, though. And now just the last two arties. Journey's going for it. Come on, come on. You can do it. You can do it, Journey. Don't let the T-37 beat you to it. One shot goes in. The 13F3 misses, but the M44 does get a shot. Journey finishes off the 13F3, and the T-37 ammo racks the M44 for a stellar, stellar finish. Now, let's go on to the post-game stats. So, we got a first-class mastery badge for our performance in this battle, as well as a steel wall, high caliber, and 2000 XP, non-double, as well as 67,500 credits, which after ammo and repairs and all that stuff, the consumables, it's more along the lines of 40,000. We fired 18 shots, 15 hit, 12 penetrated for a total damage of 4,117, as well as taking 11 shots, 7 of which completely bounced, making it a damage blocked by armor of 1,730. So, the IS-3. This tank is just awesome. I know I say awesome a lot, but really, I try to use it only when it applies, and a lot of the things that I've said are awesome, are really awesome, and this tank is freaking awesome. This tank has great frontal armor, great side armor, for side armor, you know, and the rear armor, we're not going to talk about the rear armor like I said before, but the armor is just impressive. 120 sloped in a pike. It is just, you just face your enemies, you wiggle around a little, and you shoot at them. Now, the gun, granted, the gun is not as accurate, but it doesn't need to be. You saw the snapshots up there. 50 meters, maybe even less. I'm not even sure how far away I was from them. Doesn't matter. At close ranges, you can take snapshots and wiggle your tank so that you don't get hit in a weak spot. Now, the front, if you angle the front, obviously it's going to be kind of a weak spot, and you're going to get penetrated. But if you wiggle around a little, you're going to throw off your enemy's aim, and they have to sit still to aim. Otherwise, it's just going to bounce off your turret or hit the ground. So, this tank, all in all, it begs you, it implores you with everything that it's made of to brawl. This tank, this heavy tank, is made to get in the enemy's face and punch them right in the nose. That's the idea with this tank. I'll go a little bit more into detail when I do a review of it, which should be very soon. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to do it, but I will get to it. So, thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, the like button is right there. If you didn't, the dislike button is right next to it. Leave a comment, and I will see you in the next one.